Joining us now is Democratic Senator Sheldon Whitehouse of Rhode Island. He's a member of the Senate Judiciary Committee. Senator, it may be that Donald Trump knows how weak a case it is against Jim Comey, and he wants him to get off, as it were, through pretrial motions about prejudicial pretrial publicity or selective prosecution or something like that. It's Donald Trump's relentless attempt here to interfere with the case is something like we've never seen.
Well, first of all, note that for a guy who claims not to know much about the case, he actually said that he knew specifically what the lie was. Mm-hmm. So he's way closer to a traditional false statement or perjury prosecution than a normal president would be. So that's something to bear in mind as you think of how this tracks through into the Comey prosecution. It tracks through to the jury selection process, where it's going to be harder for the government to pull together a jury. You can always end up doing it, but it makes it more difficult when there's been this much adverse pretrial publicity. It's not a case where you can move it to another district because the president's noise goes nationwide. And the second is, you know, I got no admiration for James Comey, but I've got a lot of admiration for his lawyer, a guy named Patrick Fitzgerald, who is a very, very capable and experienced guy who knows the inner workings of the department, how things should and shouldn't go. So he will be able to put together a case on vindictive and unjustified prosecution that will go all the way from the newly minted U.S. attorney purpose appointed to do this case after all the grown-ups in the office said it was not a legitimate case, all the way up through the Department of Justice, through Attorney General Bondi, and to the president. So Trump may here have set in motion a cataclysm for himself as this case gets torn to pieces by Jim Comey's able lawyers.
Senator, please stay with us. We're going to squeeze in a commercial break here. When we come back, I want you to respond to Donald Trump's newest lie about health care. He said it today. Today, the man who tried to repeal Obamacare told this lie.
I'd like to see a deal made for great health care. Yeah, I want to see great health. I'm a Republican, but I want to see health care much more so than the Democrats.
Democratic Senator Sheldon Whitehouse of Rhode Island is back with us. Senator, is that what Chuck Schumer reported back from his White House meeting with Donald Trump, that Donald Trump, let me get this straight, wants to see health care much more than the Democrats?
No, that would not be the case. What he did report back was how surprised Trump seemed to be at what was coming. He didn't seem to understand that the Affordable Care benefits were about to go away, that people were going to start getting notices essentially now and having to make decisions based on potentially doubling their health care costs, that many, if not most, of the recipients of these benefits lived in red states. People like farmers and small businessmen who run their own shops and can't get a big deal through the corporate entity that they work for, they're the ones who are doing the best through the Affordable Care benefit. So he didn't seem to have any clue at all. And of course, when you look at who wants to get something done here, the House has been gone for more than 2 weeks. I don't know if they're hiding out from Epstein votes or they're hiding out from this. They're not even in town. The Senate just cleared out for the weekend rather than negotiate with us to go down and do a big fancy fundraiser at a coastal resort. So there is literally no sign anywhere you look about Republican leadership in either house having the slightest interest in doing any negotiating, and the president barely knows what's going on. So that's one of the reasons we're standing firm, trying to get them to pay attention to this. And sure, what's happening with the rank and file is that rank and file senators are starting to say, and House members, I should add, starting to say, oh my gosh, this is really bad for us. Somebody better start negotiating with the Democrats. But that has not filtered up to the speaker, that has not filtered up to the majority leader. And it certainly isn't something the president is aware of.
We await the Trump offer on health care. Senator Sheldon Whitehouse, thank you very much for joining us tonight.